Hey guys, it's Clovis, and I hope you enjoy the sound of the rain in the background. My microphone is probably picking that up pretty well. But anyways, today we're going to do a Pacifist run. Now, I figured out, I guess, a sort of strategy to do it. Well, I mean, it's obvious the way to do it. To beat the opponents, you have to surround them, make sure all their summoning spaces are taken up. However, we're also going to make sure we don't do any damage at all, or destroy any monsters like a true pacifist. So why don't we go ahead and look in our deck so we can see what's going on. We enjoy the beautiful sound of rain. I could close my window, but I like the sound of the rain, so... Okay, so I did have to make a few compromises to keep our deck costs really low. So we do have some lower deck cost cards that aren't too useful. Monster Recovery is a pretty interesting card because if you actually use more than one of them, it glitches out. So I just want to mention that before I forget that. But for our deck leader, I have Skull Servant. I could have used Skull Servant, Bone Mouse, or Shadow Spectre, any 1-star zombie, because that way I get direct damage halved. So whenever I'm using any strategies that involve me taking damage while I'm trying to get to the opponent, they need 8,000 damage worth to actually kill me rather than 4,000. This doesn't work for... But yeah, this is the only leader ability that we're actually going to be using. I could have used... I was thinking of using Dancing Elf, but of course that kills fiends, and that's not really true pacifist, I guess. Plus it would have been really annoying to kill Necromancer with the Spellbind Zombies effect, so we're basically just using the Skull Servant because it has direct damage halved, and none of the other abilities, so... And it's a pretty good card as well. But apart from that, nothing we really need from the deck leader. This is probably just the most useful one ability out of everything we could have grabbed, so... Monster Recovery, I can use one of these per duel to just take monsters back to my deck. I don't think I'm going to be using that a lot, but at least I have it, you know. This way you can use it on your monsters after you've used their flip effect, but I do have other cards for that, so let's just move on, shall we? Call the Grave. I didn't want to keep my deck cost low, so I put 3 of these in. These stop the enemy from... it actually stops both players from resurrecting anything in the graveyard, which will have to get rid of it if we use Magician of Faith, which I don't really know why we use that. It's just useful and low deck cost, but now this will stop opponents like Minowin and Febler and Pegasus from just reviving Tremendous Fires and killing us, so I thought I would just put in my deck, considering it's one of the best low deck cost cards that we're actually gonna get use out of. Monster Eye, I just put one of these in to flip up the opponent, the card that last played by an opponent. 3 Ancient Jars. The turn count for spellbound cards is not conducted while this card is in a face-up defense position, and you'll notice why we have one of these, because we'll just get to the other cards later, shall we? Magician of Faith, sorry, to revive any card you've used. This is really good because it's only 12 deck cost, and we want to keep our deck cost low, so I was only able to keep, like, you know, 1 creature swap, which is pretty much the most important card for this run, or this playthrough rather, but if I have too many of them, I would just have to constantly edit my deck, and I don't want to waste time doing that. So instead, I'm just going to cycle through my deck, and I can use Magician of Faith to use, like, any of my other cards that I have, which we'll scroll down to. Paralyzing Potion to stun an enemy monster. This is more to just stop the enemy while we set up some stuff. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. We have other monsters that are going to stun as well, as you'll see. Negate Attack slows down the enemy as well. Curtain of the Dark Ones, Phantom Duon, and our other spell cards here, sorry, our other monster cards here, all have, when they're flipped up, they stun the enemy. Illusionist Faceless Mage stuns the enemy that flips it up for 3 turns, so does Phantom Duon. Curtain of the Dark Ones only stun for 1 turn. Invitation to a Dark Sleep, however, stuns all enemy cards for 1 turn, so that, and any of these other stunning cards in combination with Ancient Jar means that we can just perma-stun the enemy, so... Yeah, if we use Invitation to a Dark Sleep on the enemy, and we have Ancient Jar in face-up defense position, they won't be able to move any of their cards unless they play a new card and they're able to move that, or if they play like Magical Neutralizing Force Field, which only Pegasus has, so... yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Creature swap, however, is the main one. Creature swap is what we're going to use pretty much to beat everyone. Creature swap changes every card on the field from the bottom left to the top right, and that obviously works for both sides because traversely the top right of your screen is the bottom left, and if you flip it 180 degrees, it's the same thing. So pretty much what we can do for most of the duels is actually set up a ring of cards around the left side of the field, and then when we use creature swap, it puts them all around the enemy and then finishes them off. So most of the duels we're going to be trying to do like that. As for other duels like Necromancer and Weevil, they move around to the left, so we're going to have to do different stuff for them. But for stuff like Pegasus, it's probably the only way we're actually going to be able to beat them is, you know, this way, which is actually the most efficient way. We just kind of need to use our stun effects and stuff to keep the enemy off of our monsters. And to make sure they don't kill it, we can just use darkness approaches to flip it back down, so if the enemy chooses to attack it again, it gets stunned again, rather than destroyed. And again, this isn't a run where, like, I don't care if I take damage. I was gonna try, like, I would try to do a run where, like, it's no damage either way, but considering Pegasus can just play a tremendous fire, and then you would have to, you know, you would lose, not only would you lose a duel and have to start again if you did that, like, if you lost to a duel that way, you would take damage anyways, and it's like, even if you just played against Rex, and then he played a Sparks, like, just because he drew it, you know, it's just, you know what I mean? So, screw no damage runs, especially, like, Minowin and Fabula, Pegasus, all that shit. We're basically just doing a no damage to the enemy run, no killing, complete pacifist, no attacks, and let's give it a go, shall we? Let's go ahead and do our first duel here against Teo, and I guess I'm gonna do the creature swap strat purely because it's just so easy, because the enemy, if you try to pursue the enemy, they'll just move away, so it's probably in your best interest to not scare them away so they can just stay in that position, and then, like, for instance, you only need 5 monsters here, like, whereas if they start moving around and stuff, you gotta surround them, especially if they move away from the edge. It's really hard to surround them with those cards, so... And, yeah, we might as well just flip up the Dimension Hall here while we can. Alright, so the triggers in this situation, we can get the setup right, but... we're gonna have to draw Creature Swap eventually, so... But as you can see, like, for this tile, we just need to play a card here, because that will get transferred to the top left. For this one, we want to play a card here, etc. So basically, we want to play cards all around here. So after I set up a decent ring of cards, I'm just going to keep dumping till I get Creature Swap. It'll be the most efficient way to play this, I guess. Nice. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter what the enemy plays, to be honest. Because as long as their deck leader stays there, we are absolutely fine. And of course, if the deck leader is there, and we try to swap something to where the deck leader is, it just won't move, because obviously the deck won't swap the deck leader. Sorry, the card won't swap the deck leader, so... yeah, for now I'm pretty much just gonna set up all these cards. She still seems a bit clueless. We don't really have any monsters in the attack range. Here she goes. But when she attacks us, of course, she's going to get stunned, so it doesn't really matter. And here we've got Creature Swap, so that's really nice. Okay, so... here what I can do is set up my Ancient Jar. This is probably, actually, this is going to be one of the best demonstrations I might get during this run, actually. Because I can show you, like, pretty much all my strats at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to keep this face down for now. I'll just wait till next turn to play it, because that way I'm guaranteed the stun, because that way she can't play anything there. Not that it matters, like, you know. Yeah, we've got this whole ring setup, and if she attacks this here, it'll trigger my trap, so I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to move this back so it doesn't trigger, so I can move it back forward again, and that'll recreate the ring that we want. Alright, the duel's over, so we're going to recreate this ring here, and then we'll go ahead and flip up our invitation to a dark sleep, which will stun all of her cards for a turn. And then we'll activate creature swap, and all these cards will flip to the opposite diagonally, so you can see pretty much all of them where they're going. And then after I use it, you'll be able to see where they move. So there you go, all of our cards are now surrounded around the deck leader. We haven't done any damage or attacked anything or killed anything. The enemy has actually no cards in the graveyard. In the future, the enemy, if they fuse something, they will have enemy like cards and traps and stuff in their graveyard. But just for this example, we can see we actually haven't killed anything. And next turn, she's not going to be able to move anything because it's all going to be stunned. So yeah, the duel's over. She's just going to sit there and then lose. So this is pretty much what we're going to be trying to do to all the opponents. Ignore those demotions, they don't mean anything. We just have Secretary of Defense on anything, on everything, so yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get through it already, I'm not. I got a diagonal one. It would count if I had a fairy deck leader, but I don't. Not that we need 3 in a row, I just like showing them off because they're nice to watch. And I originally wasn't going to commentate this run, but I figured that, seeing as a lot of the duels were going to be the same, it would get pretty boring to watch. What is that noise? Something outside. Some machinery of some sort. Not even sure if you can hear it, to be honest. You probably can, because I turn up my audio when I render my videos, so you can probably hear it in the background. Alright, so yeah, we're just going to play a bunch of cards up here and then do the creature swap again. It's less efficient to use trap cards than monsters, because if the enemy triggers them, they disappear, and we need to fill out that void before we use a creature swap, but it's still good. It means we can just get up some summoning power. Alright, cool, we got creature swap again, so that's really nice. Invitation to a Dark Sleep is obviously one of the key components, because of course when we use creature swap, we only need 1 turn for him to not attack us, so... Just trying to figure out what I should play. Again, I can always just pull one of the infinite dismissals back and then put it back. Fusion, huh? That's probably a Nekigao. I rarely see Tristan fuse. But yeah, we're not... Obviously, that doesn't count. We didn't kill those cards. Alright, so that's Legend. Yeah, we didn't kill those cards, so that doesn't count. Okay, so here what I'll do is, just in case, I'll quickly dump that so I can revive it in case she decides to attack us for some reason. I doubt it, but that could be... One of these could move 2 spaces, maybe. And then, of course, next turn we can flip that invitation to a Dark Sleep up, activate Creature Swap, and win no problem. Alright, so it looks like we win the duel again. We're just going to go ahead and pop this up, stun everything, and then activate the Creature Swap. Every time we use Creature Swap on the enemy deck leader like that, we have to surround these spaces, so... Of course, he can't move anything, so he just selects his deck leader and the duel's over. But yeah, this works against... I don't know what Duelists it doesn't work against. I'm assuming... Jasper is going to be a pretty tough one. I don't know exactly how we're going to do that one, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. As for everyone else, there shouldn't be an issue. The only problem with Jasper is he moves to the middle of the field, so that's kind of annoying. I could, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. Just thinking about it now, it's giving me a headache, but I'm sure we can do something for it. It'd just be a bit awkward to position ourselves to put our monsters in the middle of the field, I think. Alright. Maya's going to be a bit annoying, but we should be fine. Okay then. Well, she can just do that, I don't really care. Monster recovery. Just put our darkness approaches down here, because when we start using flip effects, we're gonna wanna have that ready in case she decides to attack us a couple times. I really hope she just stays doing this, because this will make the duel extremely easy for us. I really don't want her to move, but she's gonna probably move that card at the top right, I think. Unless it's a spell. Yeah, it's a trap, so she just puts in defense mode. Wow, 3 of these. Well, these are always handy. Oh, well, that makes sense, right? She kept that there to power up Harp's Bet Dragon. So, after we set this up, of course, we're just gonna keep dumping cards until we get Creature Swap. Alright. So yeah, we're just gonna sit here, I guess, until we draw the card we want. So there's another boring parts of the duel. But at least because we stunned everything, her turns are really fast, so... Because she just hits her deck leader and then finishes. And then once you get the creature swap, it's over, of course. Yet another duel, easily won thanks to creature swap. With no attacking, no killing, no damage. More demotions, but yeah, as I said, ignore the demotions. That'll happen every time we dump a card. And then of course, Marco is going to be the same. Pretty much everyone, any enemy that doesn't move their deck leader away from the start is going to be the same, so... yeah. These aren't really the duels we have to worry about too much. And it's going to be nothing new, nothing that you haven't seen in the last 3 duels that I'm going to be doing for Marco, Joey, stuff like that. Shardy probably could be the same. I mean, he has the crush tiles, but you know... we have plenty of weak cards that we can put on the crush tiles. We can even just put a spell on the crush tile. That's not going to stop us at all. I guess we just put this stuff here. Doesn't really matter. Really doesn't matter. We have like 3 copies of all the useful cards in our deck, so we end up drawing most of them quite fast. It's only the creature swap that we really need to slow down for. We have it, so that's always nice. I think I'm just going to wait a turn before I move forward, that way he won't move forward. The AI kind of needs monsters near them to prompt them to actually do stuff, so yeah. Yeah, you see, because we've got monsters there, he's going to move that around. He might stop it there. It doesn't actually matter, I guess. Like, if I move forward, he'll attack it and I get stunned anyways, so I'm not too fussed. We'll just move this stuff forward next turn and then activate the creature swap. Yeah, there you go. So it's going to move forward, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. We're just going to make sure everything is set up nicely. You know the deal. Stun everything. And then creature swap. So it's unfortunate that the first 4 or 5 duels, or 6 or whatever, are the exact same, because on the next side, it actually gets a lot more interesting. You know, if you notice, some duelists like Keith have magic jammers, and you know, Keith, Rex and stuff like that do have labyrinth tiles, so that makes it pretty interesting. So we're not gonna be able to do this strat to every single person, but we can pull out the stops for. Like we can pull out alternate strategies for some of those duels. For instance, with Rex, we're gonna have to just go up the aisles and then creature swap a couple cards, but you know, creature swap obviously moves those cards as well, so it can be tough. We'll see what happens. We can always use our deck leader because that doesn't get moved. And we can also manipulate the AI to move. So what we can do is move Rex into the top right corner. Moving enemies to the top right corner is pretty much the most efficient way to do things like that. So. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. I didn't mean to flip it up, because now, if he attacks it, we're screwed. But it's fine. As long as he doesn't attack it, we're good. Yep, cool. So, now we can use good old Invitation to a Dark Sleep to just stun that card. And the rest of them, of course. And we do have another one, so if we run into trouble, we can just flip up another one. No problem. Just let him play a few more cards. And of course we can always Darkness Approaches. To activate those cards again. So yeah, nothing really to worry about. Of course, we are trying to dump as many cards as possible to get to our creature swap, as we only have one of them. And yeah, things like this is why we're not doing a no damage run as well. We're just doing no damage to the enemy, because there's nothing you can really do. Once they draw one of those cards, they're going to play it, so... And I keep forgetting the fact that he's moved. So I can't actually do the strat, so this is pretty dumb. So of course we're gonna have to surrender and figure out a different strategy for this guy, because this guy's obviously just gonna move around if we do that. What we can do instead is move him to the top right, and then creature swap some stuff at the bottom. Pretty puzzling. I was like looking at him move around and thinking, what am I doing? Okay, so... put a Magician of Faith here. Probably the best would have Magician of Faith there, because we can leave them there even after using their effect and still get away with stuff like that. Okay, so we're just Paralyzing Potion this. Pull out our strongest abilities early on, and then try to push them away into that that corner. Mountain Warrior, huh? Nice. Okay. Maybe I'll move this way because Beast Warrior can obviously move 2 spaces and attack it, so... Yeah, we want to manipulate him to move into that corner, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting duel, this one, actually. Now we're getting a bit difficult. We can't just do what we did in the first few duels and... Alright, may as well play an Ancient Jar down here to keep the turn counter going. And we can always just put Darkness Approaches. Yeah, we definitely want to manipulate this guy to move around, but you see, this card could be an Acid Trap Hole, so I need to be careful of that one. Just gonna leave my Curtain of the Dark Ones there for now. I just hope that doesn't move 2 spaces, because that would really mess things up. Alright, sick. So... Yep, there's that Acid Trap Hole. But the main thing is Invitation to a Dark Sleep, stun everything, and of course the Ancient Jar is up, so he's gonna run into a bit of trouble here. Max number of monsters on the field, hey? Okay. Well, that's pretty damn annoying, but what we can do is actually negate attack. And then we'll just get rid of Curtain of the Dark Ones next turn. So move him into the corner, so that's the easiest way to take him on. Perfect. Okay. So now let's just cover his ass. Of course, we still haven't attacked, still haven't done any damage. And... negate attack. You know what, I may as well use this and revive my own negate attack. Just in case he decides to attack us back. Like if he goes back here. Cool, so the duel's over. So the first time around I was like, what is going on? I thought he was just going to sit there. But it's fine. We managed to get past him. No problem. I remember as a kid that copycat card was a really big deal to get. I was like, holy shit, I want a copycat, because then I can revive Mimicat from Pegasus and stuff like that. Good thing about Shardy is if we do the Invitation to a Dark Sleep strat, we actually Spellbind Dimension Hole as well. So that means he won't be able to dimension hole himself out of the trap. Alright, cool, so we may as well just put this all the way down here. And of course we don't need to dump too many cards, purely because we've already drawn the creature swap, so from now on we're going to be drawing cards that are relatively useful, I suppose. Okay, so... we'll slow things down a bit. Don't want to push him too aggressive, because then he'll start moving forward towards us. Him and his power-ups. Yeah, we'll just let him kind of sit there for now. Nice. Epic dude. I don't know why he didn't attack that earlier. I really don't know. Okay, so considering he's moving there, I don't want him to start screwing things up, so I'm going to start moving my stunning cards forward a little bit. I'll just activate this now, because then next turn I'll play another one. Then I'll just, yeah, I'll flip that up and then use my creature swap. See, even if that flipped my card up and attacked, it would have got stunned anyways, and my monster wouldn't have died, so... Yep, we're just going to Invitation of Darkseid again. And then do the classic, the vintage creature swap. That was pretty interesting. We got the deck leader effect, but it was luckily enough one of these cards that didn't move. So, luckily we still actually got the strat on him. Once I saw that effect, I was pretty nervous that it wouldn't work. So luckily we've got that out of the way. Again, I don't know why I'm trying to get 3 in a row. It's just a habit. It really is. Alright, well, looks like it's going to be the moment of truth, my friends. See how we get past Jasper. I don't know what we're going to do. We might have to just try rushing him down and forcing him into the middle. I really, really don't know. We'll figure it out. There's no way I can get a card into the middle there, really, without... Alright, so what I can do, I think, is... No, I don't know. I really don't know. Because anything we put here is going to end up along this side. For a card to actually move around the middle, we need to play a card in the middle. So I think what we're going to have to do is go all the way around and force him into the middle, and then hope for the best, I guess. Looks like we're going to find out if we can do it or not. Oh, wow. This is definitely one of the duels that I didn't think about when deciding to do the Pacifist run. But if there's a will, there's a way, my friends. We're just gonna kind of try to force him into the corner, I suppose. Negate attack is actually pointless. So I'm just gonna dump him and play a monster recovery behind me. But yeah, the negate attack, this guy doesn't actually attack you. So yeah. His monster's just gonna play to his left. So we don't actually have to worry about anything he plays, really. It's more about his traps, we gotta get past them somehow. Well, I don't know what that is, but I hope it's not a monster. Because then it would be really annoying to get around. If that's a spell, we just take it out, no problem. Perfect. So... I don't know why I'm even using this. Because that's obviously an Exodia piece. Alright, so sometimes he likes to move his deck leader back, so... Oh, he's just going to do that instead. Alright, well that's good. We are going to take damage, but it's fine. Because what we can do is put this here, and then he won't play anything behind him. He's going to play something around here now. And because it's not a monster, he won't move away just yet. Actually, what I can do is this. Force him to move away. Just put an Ancient Jar up here to stun everything, to save a bit of time, I guess. Really don't know what that is. So that's pretty interesting. Hopefully if I do this, he'll just move back. Move back to the middle there. No. You really want to do this to me, man? Just thinking of what trickery we could do with a creature swap here once we draw it. We haven't dumped it yet. I don't think we would have dumped that card. Would be cool in this situation to have Solomon's Law book set up so we could creature swap and then use them and play stuff around him. Just trying to think of what we can do. So if I play a card here, I'm pretty sure it's moved to here. What did I even play? Darkness Approaches Monster Recovery. Alright. Obviously I'm not going to use that Monster Recovery anymore. So I'm going to try to do a bit of a setup. Alright, I'm just going to flip this up to stun all this shit so he stops moving. And then, I don't know, and then I guess we'll use creature swap? I don't know, we'll see. There we go. Alright, so let's give creature swap a go and see how that goes, shall we? Alright, well it did something. He's going to move into the corner now, and we'll see how that fans out. Alright. Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do. Why did I get rid of that? Ah, shit. Okay. Alright, that's where our Magician of Faith went. I was like, I didn't want to dump that, but we already used it anyways, so... Why won't he move? Why won't he move? This sucks. I'm pretty sure I know why. Because this card is stronger than this card. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be hell fun. We're gonna have to try to force him away with our stronger monsters. This is the only way we're gonna do this duel. Because this stronger is monster than this, so he'll probably move backwards, and then I don't fucking know. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Right, this card has to fucking go somewhere. What even happens if we creature swap it? That is the question. Alright. Jesus. Because now I can't move this anywhere without attacking him, so... I don't know how I'm gonna move that. I can creature swap again, but... I don't know. I think I have to creature swap. I hope this doesn't fuck everything up. And this didn't make a difference, did it? Alright, and we get Dharma Cannon. So I'm hoping what he'll do here is move here and play something here. I don't know if he's gonna do that, but... Actually, no, I hope he moves and then plays nothing, to be totally honest with you. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Finally, we've won. Fucking hell. I didn't know if I was actually gonna be able to do that, but we did it. We did it! Okay. What a fucking... What a fuck around. That's the only word I can use to describe. Alright, Bakura, we're gonna have to force him to the corner again, because he likes to move around as well. Oh man, the other side is not gonna be fun. It is not gonna be fun, but we'll see. We'll figure something out. You know what, some of the duels that I'm thinking are actually aren't that difficult. Like, Labyrinth Ruler is a really easy one if he doesn't move. But he does move around, so we'll see. Okay. So... I'll just Paralyzing Potion here, doesn't matter. I'll let him move to his little bitch corner. Then we'll just bully him into moving into the corner, like the corner. Why would you do that? Oh, he's gonna attack it anyways. Or not. Alright, so paralyzed potion. And this guy. Smart one. Alright. I did say it's a Pacifist run, so I'm not going to bother attacking that, but I assume it's a spell card. He'll attack it anyways. I'm not in a rush. No! I want him to attack me directly there, so he would have got stunned. And this is the first battle we have, and it's the enemy attacking us. First battle in the game. Because I haven't turned the battles off, funnily enough. Yeah, I don't care if he does that, like, you know, if he attacks us or whatever. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Alright. I'll let him attack me here and stun me. Alright, good decision I didn't choose to attack that then, because that would have made it a pretty poor attempt at a pacifist run. Alright, so let's go ahead and play Ancient Jar. Just to keep his shit stunned. And here's hoping he attacks me or something and then doesn't play anything so I can bully him into that corner a little bit. I don't know. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do here. Probably have to rely on creature swap again. But I can actually just use that to just move all of his shit out the way. And then regroup a little bit. Yeah, considering it's stuck here, I can play something here and then creature swap it when I draw it. We'll see. Next turn I should just activate the thingy though. Which, this card will die when we creature swap it, but I just want to use its effect to stop him moving to make the rest of the duel a little bit faster, because it will stop moving shit each turn, like the AI always does. And if he has enough cards out in the field, he won't actually play anything, because he won't, like, if he has 5 monsters out, he won't play any more monsters and stuff. And I love when you go to dump a Dimension Hole with a Dimension Hole, it looks like a pair of eyeballs on your screen. That's always funny. Of course, he's just gonna keep gaining life points, but it doesn't actually matter. Alright, we don't... Do we even need Invitation Drug Sleep anymore? We already got one of them in our hand and one on the field. And Dark Brooches. Ah, cool. Says he's used the creature swap to move all of his shit away. Magician of Faith. Which we can use to just revive Infinite Dismissal, so if he attacks us he gets stunned. Which is always nice. Oh shit. That's going to unstun everything of his now that he's killed that. I didn't really think of that. Ooh, alright, so... I think what we can do is Dark Brooches. Of course. And then just use the Invitation to Dark Sleep again. This card being here is kind of annoying, but we can unstun it later, we'll see. We'll figure something out. We will figure something out. Dark ones, negate attack, Dark Brooches. I think for now we'll just do one more stun. And see what he does. Yeah, you see, I want him to move here. Just gonna bully him into moving this way. Easy. Next turn it looks like he's going to go on the Onslaught, but we do have Negate Attack, and... You know what, I think we're fine. Max number of monsters. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, dude. So we can move everything this turn, but it doesn't matter. We're going to beat him next turn, because he's not playing anything, because he already has, what, 5 monsters or whatever out in the field, so he's just refusing to play anything else. He would have, like, a hand full of monsters. And then we get, Shape Snatch. Because of the Hidden Find ability. And, you know, the duel's over. Once he stops fucking tapping everything. God, that's annoying. And yet another duel won. Another duel won. The only cards in his graveyard, I think, were a couple of quick cards. And then, of course, that Dark Plant is his deck leader, so that shows up in the graveyard slots. Alright, so what are we going to do for this guy? We can easily just put stuff here. Luckily there's no labyrinth there. And we'll just creature swap him as we normally do. I was gonna wonder what he played, but that's not actually that important, is it? Doesn't really matter what he played, we're gonna go ahead and just own him. And we actually don't need, well, here's Carrot Idol. That's where you get Carrot Idol. We don't need to actually put a card here because he has a Labyrinth there, so we just need to play a card here and at these 3 spaces. Whoops. Wrong card. Of course, we shouldn't be playing 1500 attack cards on Crush. I might do a no damage run as a separate run. Just thinking about it now, it is definitely possible. You just use Goblin Fan and then whatever deck you need. Curse Breaker, hey. What card did I even put here? Is that Paralyzing Potion? Yeah, I'm gonna need that, aren't I? Okay, you can just do that then, that works. Whatever, Yugi. Gonna start dumping for creature swap, I think. Ah. Well, doesn't that just work out perfectly fine? Well, looks like the duel should be over in a couple turns. All things considered. We're gonna have to make sure we use, have to make sure we use the Invitation to a Dark Sleep when we actually use Creature Swap. Just in case he has Dimension Hall or something on the field. I just hope he doesn't activate Sword of Revealing Light. I don't think he would. If he drew it, he would have used it by now, I think. Yeah, alright, looks good. So, Invitation to Dark Sleep. And rest in peace. Of course, we're missing one of the monsters there, but he has a Labyrinth, so that's going to trap him anyways. You see, he's got that surrounded. Cursed Dragon is going to die. Wait, so is our monster. What a shame. We didn't think that one through, did we? Wow. Wow, we just fucked that up majorly, didn't we? Alright, so let's try again. Let's try to not die to Crush Tile this time. Completely overlooked that. Kind of wanted to revive Infinite Dismissal there, but I don't actually think that matters. We're going to win the duel anyways this time. Because of course if that Crush card didn't die, he wouldn't have moved and survived. Or survived and moved, rather. Alright, this is going to be a lot better, I think. Shouldn't run into any problems this time. Because this monster recovery will go to the Crush, so obviously it's not going to die because it's a spell card. And I'm just going to dump, hoping that I get... what's the guy? Invitation to a Dark Sleep next turn would be awesome. That way he can't Dimension Hole out or anything. Awesome. So, Invitation to Dark Sleep, stun every card. And then we'll just use Creature Swap again. But this time we're not fucking up. As you can see, the card that moved onto the Crush tile is Monster Recovery, so that's not going to die, and he's lost. That's how the duel should have gone the first time, but we were stupid and put Invitation to a Dark Sleep there instead, so the Crush killed it. And we get more demotions and promotions like we do every damn duel. I lose. Looks like he's just trying to look at his forehead there. Very angry Yugi. I can't remember which final boss this is. This is the Chakra one, right? Yeah, it's the Chakra one, isn't it? This one shouldn't be too hard either. I think we just do, yeah, we just creature swap him. We just need to get a good start against him to keep him where he normally is. A fast Dimension Hole and then Paralyzing Potion, if he doesn't draw Kinetic Soldier, should be easy. Prepare to meet your doom. Sure will, sure will. Well, this works. I think. You know what? I think we Paralyzing Potion, actually, because that'll stop him dead in the tracks. As long as that's not Kinetic Soldier he plays first time, we're fine. And we get Brain Control, because of the Hidden Card ability. Alright, so that's Gate Dig, which is nice. Yeah, unless he Dark Holes, this would be the easiest one yet. Because we only have 3 slots to fill, and because we stun that card there, he's not gonna move his card over it, he's just gonna sit it there. And then, of course, we just creature swap. So yeah, this is one of the easiest opponents to beat with this strategy, actually. No attacks and we've killed the final boss. No attacks and we've beat everyone on this side, actually, so yeah. Without doing any damage to the opponent, or killing any of their creatures, or attacking them directly. Again, I don't know why I'm trying to get 3 in a row. Then we're not going to be using them. Ah, nice. Alright, so I'm just going to leave you the credits here and leave the run at that. Maybe I'll do the other side in the future. But some of the opponents on that side give me fucking nightmares just thinking about, so I'm not very keen to do the other side. Especially not right now, but I hope you guys enjoyed this Pacifist run, so thanks a lot for watching.